Jessica Kramer believed she was making a bold statement when she asked the man in the bright red Make America Great Again cap to leave. To her, it wasn't about politics. It was about maintaining a comfortable environment for her customers and staff. As the branch manager of Stark Finance, Jessica was known for her sharp professionalism and no-nonsense approach. Yet, when the man in the cap returned the next day, dressed in a suit worth her annual salary, she realized her bold decision might have been her greatest mistake. The morning had started like any other. Jessica's heels clicked across the tiled floor as she distributed assignments with her usual briskness. The office hummed with the sounds of keyboards, quiet conversations, and the occasional ring of a phone. Jessica thrived on structure, and every detail of the day was meticulously planned. He was a man in his late 50s, dressed in worn jeans, a faded t-shirt, and that bright red cap. His entrance was unremarkable to some, but to Jessica, it was a distraction. The hat was a symbol she couldn't ignore. It represented division, controversy, and, most importantly, potential complaints from the other customers. Jessica wasn't a stranger to handling uncomfortable situations, and as far as she was concerned, this was just another one. The man waited patiently for his turn, standing casually at the counter. His demeanor was calm, almost as if he were oblivious to the tension he had caused. Employees exchanged uneasy glances. A few customers shifted in their seats, their eyes darting to the man and back to Jessica, silently urging her to act. When the man approached Jessica's desk, he greeted her with a polite smile. "Good morning," he said. "I'd like to open a new account." His tone was calm, almost friendly, but Jessica's face hardened. She didn't smile back. "We're quite busy today," she replied, her voice crisp. "You can always use our online services." The man seemed taken aback, but maintained his composure. "I prefer handling my business face-to-face," he explained. "I've been banking here for years, and I've never had an issue." Jessica leaned back in her chair, arms folded. "Sir, we reserve the right to deny service if a customer's appearance or behavior is deemed offensive to others," she said, her words heavy with implication. The man's polite smile faltered. "Are you refusing to serve me because of my hat?" he asked, his voice carrying a harder edge now. Jessica didn't flinch. "Yes," she replied firmly. "It's bank policy." The room seemed to freeze. The quiet hum of the office died down as everyone tuned in to the escalating confrontation. The man's eyes narrowed. "That's called discrimination," he said, his voice rising just enough to make Jessica shift in her chair. "I'm asking you to leave," she said, gesturing to the security guard. "Alex, please escort this gentleman out." The man's gaze didn't waver as he stepped back. "You're making a mistake," he said quietly before walking out. His parting words echoed in the now silent room, leaving a weight Jessica couldn't quite shake. The next day, the atmosphere at Stark Finance was anything but routine. Whispers filled the office as employees rehashed the incident. Some supported Jessica's decision, arguing that she had acted to protect the bank's environment. Others, however, expressed unease, questioning the judgment behind her actions. Jessica entered the office with her usual air of authority, but beneath her composed exterior, she felt a growing sense of unease. She told herself she had done the right thing. After all, the policy was clear, and she had enforced it. Yet the man's calm, yet ominous warning lingered in her mind. Around noon, the tension in the office reached a breaking point. Two men in sharp suits entered the bank. Their presence immediately commanded attention. One approached Jessica, while the other stood near the door, surveying the room with a hawk-like gaze. "Miss Kramer," the man said, his tone polite yet firm. "We'd like to have a word with you in private." Jessica's confidence wavered, but she nodded and followed the man to the conference room. As she entered the room, Jessica's heart sank. Sitting at the head of the table was the man from the previous day. Gone were the worn jeans and the controversial hat. Instead, he wore an impeccably tailored suit, exuding authority and confidence. His calm smile from the day before had returned, but now it carried a different weight. Good afternoon, Miss Kramer, he began, his tone measured. Allow me to properly introduce myself. My name is James Langston, and I own this bank. The words hit Jessica like a freight train. Her legs felt weak, but she managed to stay upright. You're the owner? She stammered. That's correct, James replied. And yesterday, I witnessed firsthand how you choose to handle our clients. Jessica opened her mouth to respond, but James raised a hand to stop her. Your behavior was not just inappropriate, it was unacceptable. Stark Finance prides itself on treating every client with respect, regardless of their personal beliefs or appearance. You failed to uphold that standard, and in doing so, you jeopardized our values and reputation. Jessica tried to defend herself, her voice shaky. I was simply enforcing policy. I'm not interested in excuses, James interrupted, his tone sharp. Your actions were biased and unprofessional. Effective immediately, your employment with Stark Finance is terminated. The office was abuzz with the news of Jessica's dismissal before she had even left the building. As she gathered her belongings, employees avoided her gaze, but their whispered conversations were impossible to ignore. By the time Jessica walked out of the building for the last time, her reputation was in shambles. The story of the bank manager who had kicked out her boss spread like wildfire online. Witnesses shared their accounts on social media, and the tale quickly went viral. Comments flooded in, some defending Jessica's actions, while others condemned her behavior as a prime example of prejudice in customer service. Jessica's once bright career was over. Job offers dried up, and her name became synonymous with impulsive decision-making and poor leadership. For James Langston, the incident became a teachable moment. He addressed his staff, emphasizing the importance of treating every customer with dignity and respect, regardless of their appearance or beliefs. His response was widely praised, and the bank's reputation not only recovered but improved. As for Jessica, her downfall served as a cautionary tale. It was a reminder of the far-reaching consequences of a single moment of poor judgment. Her story underscored the need for empathy, professionalism, and the ability to separate personal biases from professional responsibilities. What do you think? Was Jessica right to act on her instincts, or did her decision reflect deeper biases that had no place in customer service? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever faced a situation where your judgment was tested like this? Let us know. We'd love to hear your story.